Listen, I know firsthand how frustrating it can be when the answer to all your problems starts with write down your goals, when you don't even know what your goal even is. I started off with a science background. I then went into filmmaking, then I went into animation, then I went into music, and now I'm doing YouTube. So I know what it feels like to not know what to do in your life and feel so lost. For the longest time, I would sit down to make my vision board, to even plan for the next few months, and I would be clueless. If that's what you sound like as well, which I think you do since you clicked on this video, you are in the right place. After a lot of trial and error, I have figured out and I can help you find out your purpose. Let's dive right in. The first and most overlooked step, even though it's so important, is to understand that as you grow and evolve, so will your choices. And that includes career choices as well. If you grew up wanting to be a doctor throughout your childhood and now you feel more inclined towards content creation, there is nothing wrong with that. Look at Ali Abdaal. Conan Gray started off with making vlogs on YouTube, yet now he's a musician, he's a singer. So what I'm trying to tell you is that a lot of times we do know what we want in life, but we're simply resisting it because we feel like it is wrong to want something else after all this time. But you know what? Your childhood self most likely didn't even make their own decisions. She most likely listened to what those around her were telling her she was good at, what she should be doing, and that's why she chose that purpose for herself. And now as an adult, I think you're more likely to make better choices about what you want to do in your life. Look at the circle here. You've probably seen it or even tried it because I did too, but stay with me because I will tell you how to do it in a way that you will end up recognizing your purpose and sustain it for life. Take a screenshot if you want to. This is the Ikigai circle and I will walk you through it step by step so you end up not only figuring out your purpose but also planning for it. Now if you're like the old me, you probably filled all these circles and you ended up being more confused or with no intersections at all. So here's how I want you to start it. First, you start with what you're good at. These can be your talents that you're born with and whatever grabs your interest, whatever you're naturally inclined towards. These can also be skills that you've acquired or even the skills that you want to acquire. If you're still confused, you can always ask your parents or your siblings or your best friends, people who spend the most time around you, because a lot of times we really underestimate our own talents because we think that everyone can do it. Or we're only looking at people who have perfected their crafts over years of practice. But talking to others can help you see your talents. Now, instead of filling the next circle, writing the next list, we are going to filter down these skills to find your purpose. Because if you're inclined towards something and if you have skills for it, there's a reason for that. So let's not ignore it. Let's not jump into other fields and let's filter these down. So instead of writing a separate list, I want you to circle out from this very list of your skills and talents, the skills, the talents that you can monetize, that you can make money from. So for example, if one of your skills is writing, you can make money from it by freelancing as a content writer, which is really in these days. You can also write blogs and advertise different things in it. And you can also write your own book and publish it, sell it, make money off of it. This is important because I don't want you to just pick out things. I also want you to write down in a really overview sort of way how you plan on monetizing it. This will help you understand the practicality of your ideas and also save you from stress along the way. Now I want you to think how these ideas can help people around you. How can they bring value to the lives of people around you? If your talent is making art, you know you can monetize it by freelancing or by selling your artwork, but you can provide value to others by making a course. If your talent is making art, you know that you can monetize it by freelancing as an artist or by selling your artwork, but how can this artwork provide value to others? Now this value doesn't have to be free. You can charge people for the value you provide. So can you create a course for beginner artists and make it as beginner friendly as possible? Can you create portraits for people that they can gift to their loved ones? The reason providing value is so important is because on days that you cannot monetize your work, in times where you feel burnt out or you feel a lack of motivation, knowing that you have inspired somebody, knowing that you have provided value to somebody can really help motivate you and get you out of that block. And not only that, people are far more likely to want to buy from you when they know that you're not only doing this for the money, when they know that they're getting something from it as well. So it's really important to really provide as much value as you possibly can, not only for yourself, but also for others. Now, once we've done that, let's get to our last circle. I want you to select from these options, these skills that you have monetized, that you have provided value with. Now you pick out the one that you love. And by love, I mean what you really like doing from start to finish, and not only the finish. The process that you enjoy as much as the result, if not more. Most times we look at these options and all we think about is the money, the recognition, the fame. And even though those are really good causes and you can certainly aim for them, that cannot be your entire purpose. Because let me tell you why that's the wrong approach. First, if you do not make the money doing something that you're only doing for money in the given time frame that you set for yourself, you will feel frustrated and want to quit. If you do make a lot of money easily, you will feel bored of it and you will want to quit, or you will feel more and more greedy and you will never be satisfied even with all the money you make. Third, if you're making an okay amount of money, you will overwork yourself because you're only in it for the money. So you overwork yourself till you burn out, and then guess what? You'll want to quit. Now let's see what happens if we pick something that we love doing despite the results. If you do not make a lot of money in the time that you've set for yourself, you will feel disappointed, but you will still be able to continue working because it's the work you love. You cannot think of doing anything else. If you do make a lot of money easily, you will use it to improve your craft even more. You will be motivated to better yourself even more because it's the process you're in love with. And third, if you make an okay amount, you will keep doing what you love, and practice will make you better with time, and then you will get the money that you deserve. You won't chase anything other than improving your skill set, which in a way really leaves you with a lot of time in the state of flow, which only makes you happier and more satisfied. So you tell me what's better. This is exactly why I put what you love from the circle at last, because it is in a way the most important step, because unless you know why you're doing what you're doing, it is really easy to give up when your faith is being tested, which happens a lot. Why do you think a lot of YouTubers fail? Why do you think they quit? Because they are likely doing it for the recognition, for the easy money perhaps. I will be honest with you, when I started it, I did it for the recognition. But at this point, I love talking to you guys. I love knowing that I've learned something new and now I can share it with you guys. I love knowing that, you know what, I can provide value to you people. And every time someone DMs me saying that I've inspired them, that gives me the incentive to keep going despite not making a penny from this. And that's why your why is really the most make or break aspect of knowing your purpose and sticking to it. By now, I'm guessing you are left with one thing that is your purpose in life. Now remember, you don't have to monetize it if you don't want to, but it's also important to have the financial stability, to have the ease of mind that financial stability brings you to keep chasing your passion. So no matter what you choose, these tips will give you the option to make money from your passion. Now, if you want to dig deeper into it, here are some journal prompts for you. Now take your time with them. Do not rush into answering any of these. First is, if you had all the money in the world, what would you do? How would you spend your time? Along with this, if you had 0 chances of failing, what would you do? If you knew you would succeed. Second is, if you knew the purpose you ended up with will not make you any money whatsoever, would you still continue to do it? Third is, what activities or hobbies bring you joy and makes you lose track of time? Fourth is, what can you do today to gain more knowledge in the chosen field of your choice? How can you get guidance? Are there books you can read? Are there podcasts you can listen to? Videos you can watch? Biographies you can read? Are there people in your circle you can talk to and take advice from? Fifth is, what do your favorite movies, books, conversations, cities have in common, and what do they tell you about your interests? And the last question, and a really important one, is, whose life do you envy and why? That brings us to the end of this video. Since this was an actionable video from the start to end, I will not put a separate tasks for you here, and you can get started with your Ikigai circle or your prompts right away. I really hope you succeed in whatever you've chosen for yourself, and thank you so much for being here till the very end. You know I make these videos for you, so please let me know if this helped you in the comments down below, and I will see you next week. Bye!